What's up everyone, welcome back to Lace Up Channel. My name is Mickey. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a discussion I had with one of my biggest distributors about his business. In this video, we're going to get real. We're going to get deep. I may hurt some of your feelings, but anyways, let's get right into it. So before we get real, let me tell you what my customer said that are positives about his business. Well, he said that his business completely inelastic to pandemics, inelastic to things happening in the economy, to recessions. Basically, anytime something happens, his business continues to hum along because he distributes food products. And honestly, when any of these things happen, demand for his food products specifically go up. So if anything, his business does even better during the worst times of turmoil in the world. So that's the first good thing about the business. Secondly, these businesses, because the contracts that you have with your customers are so long-standing that the probability of you ever losing a big customer is very small, which means that your business will likely be around for decades on decades on decades. Shoot, I've got customers that have been around since the 1800s that distribute milk and ice cream and stuff like that. So it's a business that's going to last a very long time. It's a business that sells products that are inelastic to everything going on in the world. But here's where we get into the reason why the business sucks. Starting with the fact that what the customer does is honestly not that difficult. Literally, I'm going to depict this for you. We're going to move this pen from here to here, and I'm going to make this spread right here. That's all the customer does. The customer isn't truly bringing any value to the marketplace. I mean, I'm sure they are, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but the truth is that they're not creating anything. They're not selling a brand. They're not building their own product. Instead, they're just moving product from point A to point B, which means that you're going to compete with every provider in the world that transport products, whether it be 3PLs or Amazon or all of these businesses that are coming about where you have a central distribution warehouse and trucks that distribute that product for many vendors for many customers. So you've got a lot of competition. And what that competition does is over time, because you don't produce the product, it forces your profit margins down. It's not that you have a bad business model, it's that your customer knows what you're paying your vendor. And they know your margins, and they know that they can get your product from someone else at the same price or even cheaper. So they squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until you've got no profit margins left. And that's exactly what's happening to my customer. Over time, he's getting squeezed down to zero. And ultimately, what that means is that you're left without a business because you can only do something for so long until your profit margins go to nothing, and until you start losing money, and eventually you have to close down the business. So at this point, you're like, okay, Mickey, we know that about the distribution channel. What do we do? Well, Johnny, I'm glad you asked. The point is, I feel like every distributor needs to be thinking about other strategies. And these other strategies are probably going to sound like common sense to you, but I think you should be doing them. First and foremost, have you ever thought of maybe pivoting your 40, 50, 60,000 square foot warehouse, at least little by little, into a 3PL model? Perhaps taking your vendor's product in and distributing it on their behalf, or maybe holding it in your warehouse. Like, your warehouse still provides a tremendous amount of value. Well, if everybody's moving to these central distribution center business models, why not do it yourself and capture those profit margins? To me, there is a huge exploding market in 3PLs, and there's a dying market in food distribution companies. It's just the truth. But you can start that pivot now. Now, so you're like, oh, Mickey, I don't want to get into the warehouse space. Well, you're already in it, Johnny, but let's say you don't want to do the 3PL thing. What about developing your own product? What about developing something from scratch? I was actually talking to this customer. I was like, why didn't you develop your own thing? Well, he said, nobody would know my brand. Well, you've got access to millions of customers. And you could have started selling this stuff 15 years ago, and I could bet you in 15 years you would have developed a brand. So the point is, why not design something, do something unique, something someone hasn't thought of that has a much bigger profit margin wherein you control the pricing? So let me give you an example. I've got a customer. This customer is doing $9-10 million a year in revenue. After they pay all of their expenses, their EBITDA, what do you think it is? $6 million. The guy's putting $6 million in his pocket, And essentially what he does is he does simple product manufacturing in his facility and sells 20 different products. So he sells health and beauty things, vitamins, all these different things that he produces and manufactures himself. Well, this guy's operating on a 60% net profit margin. That's insane. How can you go all these years moving product from point A to point B, not even tread into the manufacturing world yourself? You've got all the customers, you've got the notoriety. Why not try it? Why not try it? And I know it's hard, and I know it's hard to break in, but shoot, you've got a business that produces cash. Take that cash, build a product, market the shit out of it, and eventually that product will be known and your distribution business will grow. Either that. Either you do that, either you pivot to where the world is going, or your business profit margins will go like this until they're zero, and then your business will die, or you will make such a little profit margin and have to generate so much revenue managing this behemoth of a business to make almost no money that you will probably throw in the towel. So the choice is yours. I just made this video to kind of motivate you. If you were on the fence, do it now, because the world isn't getting any more old school. The world isn't reverting back to what it used to be. No, the world is moving forward. Don't be the person holding the bag when these businesses take control and monopolize the marketplace over the next 50 years. Become one of those businesses. Anyways, if you enjoyed that video, go down below. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, comment. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm an idiot, but I'd love to hear from you. I look forward to seeing you, though, next video. Take care.